Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I think it would be fitting to have a follow-up on Nicki Minaj's visit to the White House or wherever it was she went and met with President Donald Trump. So I'm going to call it Nicki Minaj and the Gold Visa Summit. So let's talk about Nicki Minaj's sudden political pivot because the performance she put on at that summit was one for the history books. She went from criticizing Donald Trump for years to calling him handsome, praising him like a long lost hero, and declaring him the best president. She went that deep. She put on a real minstrel show. Her performance with Donald Trump, plus the interview that she did with Erica Kirk, was minstrel show classic. Watching Nicki Minaj at the Gold Visa Summit felt like watching a modern version of those old Hollywood performances where Black entertainers exaggerated their deference to please the people in power. It had the same energy we associate with Step and Fetch It. Step and Fetch It has nothing on Nicki Minaj at that summit. And what did she get from it? After all of that shucking and jiving, she walked away with nothing but a photo op and a symbolic gold visa. So, Nicki Minaj and the Gold Visa Summit, a case study in political performance. Nicki Minaj has never been shy about her opinions. She's criticized Trump publicly in the past, and she's done it loudly. So when she showed up at his summit this week, showering him with praise, calling him handsome of all things, and rewriting her own political history in real time, it was a dramatic shift. This wasn't a subtle evolution. This was a full blown pivot, a performance of loyalty so exaggerated it almost felt like satire. I think a lot of people couldn't believe that. Like, really? Is she for real right now? She positioned herself as a devoted supporter and she delivered compliments like she was auditioning for a role. And some people say she was auditioning for something. And I don't think she got what she was auditioning for because we have seen this movie before. We've seen people like Nicki Minaj come here from other places. They jump on our square, and when they've drained all the resources they can from us, and they turn to white people as if, I've got all I can out of the Black community. Now let me see what I can get from this community. It never works, or it rarely works. I've never seen it work. But she decided she was going to play this card. Again, nobody knows why she decided to do this. Somebody might know, but it's not clear to the public why she decided to go down this road because she can't win. She doesn't have any friends down this road. She might have had some friends when she was rocking with Black Americans. At least she had cover, but she doesn't have any cover with this. And it does not take long for these people to get tired of Black people because I have said it before and I'll say it again. White people lose interest in Black people at the same rate that Black people lose interest in Black people. So if you're not rocking with Black people and you think you're going to take it up with white people, you're probably going to end up being disappointed. So the grand gesture that got her nothing. And here's the part that really stands out. After all that public praise, after all that energy, after all that political theater, she walked away with nothing meaningful. At least that's the way it seems at this point. Maybe we'll find out later that it was a resounding success. But As it appears now, no policy change, no special status, no concrete benefit, just a symbolic trinket, a gold visa moment that looked shiny on camera but didn't actually change her situation. It was the political equivalent of being handed a souvenir keychain after giving a standing ovation. So, again, I don't know what she was trying to accomplish by making that grand gesture, going up there and fawning over President Donald Trump. But as it stands now, it doesn't appear that anything significant was accomplished by that, other than maybe, I don't even know if they served dinner. I believe she went to a wedding or a wedding reception at Mar-a-Lago this past weekend. And so maybe at least she got a decent meal out of it. She brought her husband and he was all dressed up in a tuxedo. So she got a chance to show him off, and hopefully they did get a good meal out of it. So here we are, the cultural irony. Black Americans have seen this dynamic before. Artists who rise inside Black American culture, who build their careers on our support, our creativity, our community, then pivot politically in ways that feel disconnected from the people who elevated them. It's not about where someone is from, it's not about identity, it's about how they move once they've benefited from a culture that they didn't build. She didn't build the Black American culture. She didn't help build the Black American culture. She walked into a culture that was already world renowned, and she benefited from this culture. And then she disconnects herself from the people that elevated her and handed her that superstar status. I'm not saying she didn't have the talent, but if it had been just about talent, she could have done what she's done here in her homeland of Trinidad. That's all I'm saying. And her performance with Donald Trump wasn't just about politics, it was also cultural. It felt like she was trying to impress people who were never going to give her anything real in return, while alienating the very audience that made her a superstar. She did not become a superstar by appealing to MAGA people and Trump supporters. Let's be really clear about that. And I see people on TikTok trying to justify her and coming for people who are not supporting her move, and, trying to talk trash to people who are looking at her and saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" People absolutely have a right to support whomever they want to support politically, but there's a pattern here that's worth naming. Every election cycle, we see celebrities attempt these dramatic political reinventions. They show up late, they overcorrect, they perform loyalty to whichever side they think will benefit them, and they expect applause for it. But the people they're trying to impress rarely reward them, and the people who supported them from day one are left looking confused. Nicki's summit moment wasn't strategic, it was savvy. It wasn't even necessary. It was a performance that may have cost her more than it gained. That remains to be seen. But at the end of the day, she didn't walk away with a breakthrough, a policy shift, or even a meaningful win. She walked away with a photo op, a headline, and a symbolic gold visa that glittered on stage but didn't change a thing. Meanwhile, the people who built her career, the culture that shaped her, the fans who supported her, watched her perform loyalty for a crowd that wasn't invested in her. And that's the real story here. Not the praise, not the pivot, but the irony of giving everything and getting nothing. And by giving everything, is supporting somebody that you had criticized for years. Now, all of a sudden, you had an epiphany moment, and now you're on board with that person, and he's the best president that ever was. And you don't think that sounds like a hypocrite? This is a teaching moment for Black Americans. We have to convey to people that we support, that our support means something. Let me know what you think about this, because this moment says a lot about celebrity politics, cultural loyalty, and the cost of chasing validation from people who were never going to give you anything real. I can't imagine what she expected to get out of this. Well, we shall see. We shall see if, in fact, she gets anything meaningful out of this little cozying up moment that she had with Donald Trump and Erica Kirk. Anyway, y'all, she bears watching. Let me know what you think about the video. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.